Hello YouTube, George from Medusa Herbs here. Going to be doing an unboxing slash review slash setup of these animal plastic racks that I just received in today. Just want to take a couple quick pictures, talk about some first initial impressions. I ordered two different racks. There's no labeling on the outside of the boxes as to which one is which. I was able to figure out that online based on the dimensions of the racks. But I'm only going to be setting up one of those right now, saving the second one. It's a hatchling rack until I actually have hatchlings. So it would be nice to have something on the outside just to distinguish when you order multiple products or different products what they are. Second thing is surprisingly heavy for PVC. I thought they'd be a little bit lighter, but I did have to use two hands to pick them up and bring them inside off the front porch where FedEx dropped them off. So going to open up that back box. That's my adult rack and set that up probably tomorrow when my daughter is taking her nap. So see you for an update then. Alright, so starting to open up the first box. Again, I ordered two different racks. I ordered a 6-shelf 330 rack and a 6-shelf 375 rack. Nothing on the outside of the box to distinguish between the two. This box was bigger, so I assume it's the bigger rack. Looks like it's packaged in there, pretty organized. Instructions. I'll get this unpacked and see what all the pieces look like when they're laid out. I will go ahead and comment, since I'm sure a lot of people have questions about lead time for animal plastic racks. I ordered these racks on April 27th. I received them on June 21st. So that is 8 weeks to get them delivered. I did call beforehand, before ordering. I knew that it was going to be 1 to 2 months. They said that they were working on things better to try to get some of their backlog out, but it was still 1 to 2 months on racks. Custom cages may be a little bit longer, just to let you guys know. So we'll get this unpacked, laid out on the floor, and figure out about putting it together. Alright, so got everything out of the box. Everything is labeled, which is good. Don't notice any issues or problems with any of the pieces. I will say one thing I did notice was these, what I assume are covers for where the heat tape goes, have a lot of burrs on the edge. I don't know how well that's coming out, but probably going to have to trim that up with a razor blade or a pair of scissors, maybe, to get them all fit in there. But other than that, everything looks all right. Get the instructions opened here, read through them once, come up with a plan, put this thing together. All right, so got everything put together except for the back shelf. A couple things to mention real quick. I do like the fact that in the instructions they tell you what clutch setting to use on your cordless drill. Don't have to worry about over tightening anything, cracking the plastic. That was very nice. Everything went together really quick. One thing I didn't like, the end of the heat tape, the shrink wrap or plastic wrap that they used stuck to this black rubber material. Took a lot of time scraping that off. It took almost as much time to scrape all that off as it did to thread the heat tape. I did go watch their video on their YouTube channel about threading the heat tape to make sure I was doing everything properly. We're about 35 minutes in to assembly right now. Only the back left to put on. I did get casters for use later on. I'm not going to use those right away. And then we need to put in the covers on the heat tape. Then everything will be finished. So I'll do one more update when I get everything put together, set up, and the tubs in it. Alright, so got everything put together there. I still need to put the covers over the heat tape. I'm going to do that probably later on tonight or tomorrow. Got other things I need to get done today. A lot of extra screws left over, so that's good in case you lose some. The black spots on my rug. Lost a couple screws in the process, but thankfully didn't step on them. And I don't know if it'll show up, but there is one small defect right there in the corner. Looks like it's chipped on the back. Nothing major, but just something to be aware of. So again, initial impressions went together real easy. Follow the instructions, watch the video on YouTube about the heat tape. I like the fact that they did the torque settings for how much you should tighten the screws. Everything was labeled, went together pretty easy, about 45 minutes doing it by myself. I'll get those heat tape covers put on, get the probe and thermostat set up, let it run for a day so I can get the temperatures adjusted, and then sometime within the next week, hopefully, move my snakes out of those tubs and into the new rack system. So I'll follow up here when I do get everything set up and get the thermostat and everything running, just to let you know how that went, what settings I'm using on this 6-tier AP, I believe it's 375 hybrid rack. Alright, so I've had the rack set up in my bedroom out of the way where my daughter can't get to it for a couple days now, trying to get the heat settings dialed in on my thermostat. Just wanted to follow up with a couple other things that I discovered along the way. As I thought, the covers for the heat tape, all the little black frayed edges did need to be trimmed off to make it easier to slide into the shelves. So I'd like to see a little bit better quality control on that before it's shipped. The plastic that those heat tape covers are made out of is low quality compared to the PVC or solid PVC that shelves are made out of. And so a couple of them flexed or bent as I was trying to insert them. The instructions sent with the rack did not have any steps on there for inserting the heat tape covers. So would have been a lot easier to do that when I was running the heat tape and still had the back of the rack off. But again, that was not in the instructions anywhere. A couple other things I've noticed, there was a lot of heat tape left over. I installed it according to the instructions I saw on a YouTube video on the Animal Plastics website, and I had about 2 feet of it left that is taped underneath this bottom shelf right here. I mention that because as I try to dial in the heat, I have my thermostats set at 82 actually, and this bottom shelf is running a little bit hotter than the top shelf. I don't know if that's because of the additional heat tape that's there, but that little temperature gauge says 82. Move it around a little bit there and see. So it's running 5 or 6 degrees warmer than the top shelf. I do have my thermostat set on the 3rd shelf right here. We'll see what that one's running. Temperature gauge says 85. Here's about right. So from the top of the rack to the bottom of the rack, have about 7 or 8 degrees in temperature variance. Again, I'm assuming that's just standard with the racks, but it makes it kind of difficult to get the heat dialed in for all the different racks along the, or all the different shelves along the rack. Additionally, because this is a hybrid rack and uses the medium-sized tubs, it'd be nice if they drilled a little hole, pre-drilled a hole in this shelf, and gave you an option to buy like a little PVC spacer that you could screw in there, so that when you put the tubs in, they were snug. Just a little point of personal preference there. So I'll continue to try to figure out the heat over the next couple days. May end up not using that bottom rack, which is fine. I only have 6 snakes anyways. But if you experience similar things with your rack, where the bottom shelf gets significantly warmer than the top shelf, I mean, it may just be something with heat tape. But post in the comments and let me know. So, still very excited to have it. I haven't set up the hatchling rack that mounts on the top because I only have 6 snakes and don't have the hatchlings now. So that'll be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.